Hey Leo, how's it hanging, guys? Ah, choice of words, huh? When I was shuffling, getting ready for this reading, look what popped out, the hangman. So Leo, how's it hanging? Are you hanging? Are you hanging in there? Okay, I think we got a lot to talk about, y'all. Mucho to discuss, right? So there's a lot going on. We have Saturn and Capricorn now, big deal in the astrological world. And we got a lot of stuff going in Capricorn this month, right? We got the Sun, we got the Moon, we have Venus, and we have uh, Pluto, all in Capricorn. It's big emphasis on work. But the reason I'm excited to talk to you guys, and also, first of all, I'm sorry I didn't get to your second reading last month. It wasn't because I don't love you guys. I do. I just kind of got off track. And these readings are a little late because I've been busy with personal readings. So I hope you, even though it's a little late into January, still find like use out of this because we have a whole month left, right? And for you guys, guess what we have at the end of the month? We have an eclipse in your sign, right? Eclipses are dramatic. They bring big change. So a dramatic astrological event in the sign of drama, like get yourself ready, Leo, because things are going to be happening, right? And maybe it's because right now, I don't know if they are. I feel like Leo is a little confused with the hangman here. I want to say stuck, but it feels to me like an internal kind of stuck. Like you don't know what you're doing. You don't know where you're going. You're like doubt. Which is funny for Leo because like you guys seem like such a proud, confident sign. Right? And maybe that's what you're showing to people, showing the world, right? But I feel like deep down inside there's a lot of doubt. There's a lot of questioning. And it's specifically since we're talking about Capricorn season, about like your work, the direction of your work, the direction of your career. Maybe you've been putting energy into something and you're not quite sure if it's what you want to go into. You know, I almost feel like maybe you've been like, I don't know, maybe you could have been going to school for something, now you're not sure if it's what you want to do. Even if that doesn't apply to you, it's just that idea, right? Where you've been investing in something and maybe like there's some questioning around it. But you guys have to get clear now, right? Because at the end of the month, like that eclipse in your sign is going to bring you full, like lots of energy, lots of drive. Okay, the Tower, guys. I feel like we're starting over. Ace of Cups. Okay, I'm just going to lay these all out. King of Swords, beautiful. And the King of Pentacles. And I just saw it's underneath there, and I like it. So I'm going to take it because I feel like I should. The World. Aren't you glad I did? Hopefully I bring a little good juju to you guys. The World. Everything you want in a handbasket. Completion, fullness, wholeness. So is this what you're looking for right now, Leo? That like sense of what's going to make you feel whole? What's going to make you feel complete? What is like actually what you want and what you want to accomplish and you know what you desire to have in the world? Yeah, I think so. So, I mean, like, first of all, let's notice we have lots of major arcana already. And then we have two kings. Different kings, too, right? Very different kings. So let's start with the hangman and let's start with the tower. So, I mean, like, this confusion, this, like, lack of direction, this, like, lack of security, not the security, insecurity, kind of, about, like, what is happening for you guys. Like, I think what's going to happen here is that everything is going to be tumbling down. This is not just the questioning of norms and what things are, but to me, it's like everything that you thought was true is going to prove itself maybe not to be so much. This is that idea what I was talking about where you're investing in something and it turns out to like not really be what's fulfilling. Right? The Tower is kind of about like false foundations being torn down, right? And by the eye, by the knowing, by some kind of knowledge, by some kind of like sense that like something isn't right, that you don't feel right. And the Ace of Cups to me, guys, is like the desire to feel right. Right? Like, this is sort of Leo saying to me, like, I want to be happy. I want to be fulfilled. I want joy. I want, like, a fresh start with, like, my heart. I want to feel this. The world. That I want to feel that wholeness. I want to feel that, like, sense of completion and, like, that everything is the way it's supposed to be and I'm on the right track. I want to feel good. This almost makes me like, it's funny because like the Ace of Cups is normally in no way like a sign of difficult emotions, but with it coming up here, especially like right after the Tower, I almost like am feeling for you, Leo. Like I want to like cuddle you and tell you it's gonna be okay because it's like such a proud, confident sign kind of thrown into this like this tizzy, this whirlwind of uncertainty that kind of in my head like reduces you to this almost childlike sense of like almost helplessness, hopelessness, a little bit of both. And then this is like crying out for love, for good feelings, for happiness. Maybe this is Leo kind of like wishing to feel a happiness that they once felt, a sureness that they once felt, that you guys once felt. Really wanting that outpouring of emotions from the heart. Maybe this is wanting love. And then we have the two kings. The King of Swords and the King of Pentacles. So, well, I'll start with the King of Pentacles because I feel like what I normally tell a lot of signs is to like, or just people want to read for them is like when you're in like this weird emotional place or like this mental place of like confusion and like conflict and you're not really sure which way is up, that it's really good to focus on like the material world, on tangible things. But with this King of Pentacles coming up here, I feel like this is kind of like what Leo's already been doing. Right? Maybe like you're not in the space of dreams, but like you got it together, right? Like you're working, you're making money, you're taking care of things, you're taking care of your like material world, of your finances, right? So this shows me a sense of like real life security. So if you guys don't feel security like in here or in here, at least what this is assuring me is that like you've been taking care of your world, your material world, your home, your job, your finances, your car, your body, your appearance, like. And I think that stuff kind of comes easy to Leo because you guys like to show off, right? You like a little bit of luxury. You like the nice things in life. So I'm not judging you for. I feel you. So it's almost like saying like, you know, Leo, you kind of have it taken care of, and then here we have the King of Swords. I feel like maybe Leo's been with the King of Swords lashing out a little bit. I'm feeling the King of Swords in its like less favorable interpretation. Where at its best, this is a guy like charging forward, doesn't have to think about it because he knows what he wants, he knows what he's doing. But at his worst, he's kind of like a tyrant. He kind of like just cuts off heads without regard. Like very unfeeling. So maybe with a combination of these two guys, maybe like you've been feeling a little emotionally walled off. Maybe you've been walling yourself off. You know, maybe you're not having this emotional satisfaction or fulfillment, so you're kind of acting like this. Are you acting like this? Are you like angry a lot? Are you like maybe a little bitter? Feeling a little scorned, a little jaded? And then like not being the nicest person to the people in your life? Not everybody. I feel like this might be particularly like certain people. Like you might be really nice to your boyfriend or your girlfriend, but maybe you're not so nice to like your sister or your mom or like your coworkers. But you're nice to like your boss, right? Like it's not like you're mean to everybody, but like it's almost like this to me is like Leo using people as punching bags a little bit. Because I don't think Leo likes to be here. Sometimes the hangman is a nice like pause, like a moment of reflection, right? Like to get right, to see things from a different perspective. But I think Leo does not like being here. Leo does not like hanging upside down like that. Leo doesn't want to be in this like still pensive, like in your feels place. Not at all. So the good thing with the tower is that like it's sort of like a relief. You know, like the tower is like, you know, this job is stressing you out and then you lose it and it's traumatizing, but at the same time it's like that job wasn't right for me and I knew it and it was causing me grief. Or like this path that I've been going down has been making me happy. So now that it's over, now that things are like coming to a head where like I can't deny that this just isn't right for me anymore. Is it shocking? Does it turn your world upside down? Yeah. I mean, look at both of these cards. Like both of these cards have this guy like turned upside down, like confuddled as fuck. Leo. And then we have the world. Outcome? Maybe. But I'm kind of thinking like this is where you want to be. This is what you're looking at. So let this month, Leo, wreck you. Right? Leading up to the eclipse in your sign, let it destroy everything that makes no sense anymore. Because then you're going to be free. Because then you're going to feel empowered. Because you'll let the old fall away. You'll make room for like nice new shiny shit. Right? Like this King of Swords, like Leo, you guys can be like a really good friend, but I've experienced this firsthand with Leo. And this is why sometimes like you guys are a complicated sign for me because like there's Leos who I've been very close with. And you guys can be the best of loyal friends. But then also it's like it reminds me of like I was at a friend's house and this dog he had was like rubbing up on me and I was scratching it and it was loving it. Or like actually let's say a cat. You know how a cat like they roll over, they want you to rub their belly, they're loving it, they're purring, and then all of a sudden out of nowhere they start biting and scratching you. That's how Leo can be sometimes. Right? The best of friends purring up against you like loyal as fuck, like ready to kill anybody who crosses you. And then one day you just like misstep and then they turn around and swipe your ass. They get all King of Swords on you. Out of nowhere. Because it's not like you guys are a fire sign. You're not the best at like being in your emotions. Like the hangman is like an emotional card. He's like look, his head is like kind of in the water in this picture. When a sign that's not used to being in their emotions is in their emotions, like, maybe lash out. Or maybe it's not even like you're acting like a dick, but like you're just not feeling yourself, like yourself. You're not feeling like a bomb ass Leo should be. Here we have two paths here, yet another king. Nine of Wands and the King of Cups. So first I'm going to say, Leo, with the Nine of Wands, sometimes this card, and it didn't come up reversed here, but I'm still feeling it as like the sense of paranoia. Not just paranoia, having your guard up. Remember we've been saying about like, maybe like being blocked off from people or things emotionally because you're not sure how to handle it. Like, the Nine of Wands is somebody who's been like beaten around and now is like finds it hard to trust even themselves, right? But at the same time, what I want to focus on again is that eye. This is the second time like that eye symbol has popped up. So Leo, I think like you guys know the deal. I think maybe your intuition is like strong right now and it's telling you what's right for you and what's not. The Nine of Wands to me, especially in this deck, is about seeing the truth, right? Yeah, it could be paranoia, but it could also be like, yo, this guy every time he comes around, he slaps me across the face. Now, next time he comes around, I'm gonna be on my guard and make sure he doesn't slap me in the face. It can be like justified guardedness, right? As opposed to King of Cups in reverse. Someone who really, I was gonna say two things, doesn't have a handle on their emotions, but then also like it feels detached. Right? It feels like detached from emotion. It feels like getting out of your feels maybe in a good way. Being stuck, like normally it's not good, but like maybe right now, Leo, it's a good time to like, I was gonna say anesthetize. Like don't take that literally, but like to not be so caught up in your feelings. And in certain contexts that could be a good thing, sometimes it could be a bad thing. Like this is almost like a numbing of the feelings. Like upright, the King of Cups is like in touch with his feelings and on top of them and strong and balanced and like in charge of them. Here he's kind of like overwhelmed. And here he can be detached because of that overwhelming. You know how like somebody drinks because like they just can't deal? That's sort of what the King of Cups is saying to me right now. And I don't know that that's the worst thing for you, right? Like technically we have two opposing like paths in a way. But actually what I want to say now that we're looking at the King of Cups is with the Nine of Wands, like what I was saying before about being bitter and jaded, like don't go there. Like be defensive, be like on your guard, but don't wall off. Retreat if you have to, right? The Hangman is sort of like a card of reflection and like in a way retreat, like inward retreat from the world for the sake of like understanding and like empowerment. But be strong in the world, like be on your guard, but like don't cut yourself off. We have here representing the Nine of Wands, like the Sun in Sagittarius. That's very adventurous, right? That's very like has chutzpah. Yeah, you heard that little that I did? That was good. I'm impressed with myself. You know, and my Venus is in Leo, right? So with the Venus in Leo, I love like a Leo. I think about money like a Leo. So I understand when things aren't clear, when maybe like something's not fawning over you, with you when you don't feel like you're like the shit. You get a little like not so nice, not so happy. Astrologically, I want to say like the what's happening is really like focusing on career and work and like getting yourself right for that. But I feel like Leo's been through more than that. I think that what we want, Leo, is for you guys to get right so that like when it's time to focus on your career and work, you can do it. But I feel like you've been through a lot of different things. I feel like Leo's been through like I think that's where this like snappiness might be coming from, or this overwhelming King of Cups reverse feeling. It's like, oh, this, and now, oh, this, and oh, it's like things are piling up on top of you. Whoa, Leo, like way lots of water energy here. Like too much. Like I don't want even like want to go near it. Right? As your outcome cards, you have the Prince of Cups, the Four of Cups, and the Three of Pentacles. So what I'm going to say about this Four of Cups is interesting because this is like you're the fourth sign I'm doing readings for, and this is the third time this card has come up. And we just had a full moon in Cancer in the beginning of the month. I don't know how that made you guys feel, but for me, it like brought up a lot of shit. Like I had really intense, often bad dreams for like 3 or 4 days in a row surrounding that Cancer full moon. But like, look, water, 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 water. Like, remember, like what we're talking about, you guys being in your feels, like being overwhelmed by all this shit. But promise here, like Leo. I think it's what we're saying here with the Prince of Cups and the Three of Pentacles is like, let's get creative, right? I think you guys need an outlet. I think you need passion. The Prince of Cups, like you need to get back into your fantasies, into your dreams, into like, the into the headspace where like you feel driven and motivated. Like, because you have three kings here, right? Sorry about that. You have three kings. And to me, what this is saying is like you guys are on the precipice of like accomplishing a lot. The kings are the masters of their suits, of their elements. Right? So there's so much like ready to be accomplished, but like you can't do that if you're here. Right? If the King of Cups were upright, it'd be like, guys, you're killing it. Like you were being creative, you were taking care of your money, you were like acting, you were moving forward, but like with the King of Cups reversed, this is just like all of these things are not moving forward. They're at a standstill. They're at a standstill. Because Four of Cups, like what we're looking at the cards overall, like in this card is just representing that overwhelming abundance of emotion, that Cancer full moon that just like makes you feel so hard. But rest assured, we have a Capricorn new moon coming up at the end of the month. That's going to take all this like really watery energy and start to ground it. And so, Leo, like by the end of the month, you might feel yourself becoming more grounded. You might feel yourself like getting out of this space and like coming back to this space where like Capricorn is right now, like where you can kind of work. I mean, like where you can function rather, but through work. That's why I wanted to differentiate. through being creative, through putting your skills on display and your talents. Coming out of this place in a way like kind of knowing more like what you want and like where you're going. And putting that to work. Right? Like transforming this like emotional energy into like work. Remember what I said, all those planets we have in Capricorn? The new moon in Capricorn? I think around that time, I think it's like the 16th of the month. I feel like you guys are going to start having a stronger sense of getting out of this shit and like being creative, being artistic, making things that you can be proud of. The Three of Pentacles is such a card of pride. Like look at that face. He's like, I did this. Yeah, that's me. That's right. I did it. Like, bottom of the deck, Ace of Pentacles. Do you need like more validation about what we're talking about here? Do you see how like there's this buildup, this like energy, this really primal, untampered with, pure, powerful energy of earth and materialism and like work and manifesting is just waiting to come to the surface? It's waiting. So, you know, Leo, be patient. Hunker down through this month, right? Do things to feed yourself. Do things to make yourself feel good. Try not to like numb it too much. You know, it's like have a drink, but like don't binge drink every day because you're feeling too much. Right? But do prepare. Do get your ducks in a row. Like with Saturn and Capricorn, that's the theme of the next 2.5 years. Is getting your ducks in a row. So now's the time to start. Because I think by the end, you guys are going to feel that drive. You're going to feel that desire to create again. You're going to feel that desire to be the proud Leo with your mane on display. Yeah. So it's a waiting game. Like, honestly, this has happened with Aries too and Capricorn. I did Scorpio too, but theirs was a little bit more about movement. But a big theme so far this month with all these readings is like, especially in the beginning of January, like to take it slow. We'll see when we get to Gemini, because we just like don't know how to do things slow. Like, I'm sorry, but the beginning of this month has me bouncing off the walls. Like, my friends at work, I go say hi, they're like, and I'm like, what? What's wrong? Are you okay? They're like, why are you so intense right now? Why are you so energized? I don't know. But like, what I'm saying, most of the signs so far is like, take it slow in the beginning of the month. Like, prepare. Like, I know that we're in the new year and it's all about resolutions and like making shit happen, but like, it's also a good time to like we're in the winter solstice is all about like going within and preparing and like getting strong and getting your shit together so that when springtime comes around you have like things to manifest. Like the Ace of Pentacles is a seed. You feel me? Oh, okay. I thought I took out 3, but there's 4. The seer, the owl. Remember what I said about your intuition? Like, this is the 3rd time this like symbol of knowing and seeing has come up about your intuition, about your instincts. Leo, like, sit with your instincts. I think if you stopped like all this self-talk or like fear of failure or whatever it is, like your instincts are telling you what you need to know. Your instincts are telling you what's right and what's wrong. Your instincts are telling you, and listen to them, because if you might get to this place, like it's best to like make the changes before you get to this place. But I mean, I don't know if that's really avoidable because look what we have here. With the scorpion and like warning you to take caution. It's things are maybe not going to be great for a little while. There are things to look out for. You need to watch your back a little bit. You need to like watch your things. That's why I think it's important to like remind yourself in this energy, like get a little bit out of this energy because like you keep coming for people, someone's gonna start coming for you. You keep snapping at people, you keep lashing out, like it's gonna come back and bite you, Leo. I feel that very strongly. We have the fire in action, which I'm gonna say right now to me is not about actually doing things. I think it's about like needing the fire. Like, is that the right word for fires? Like you do that with bread. When you tend to a fire, right? Like pushing around the logs, throwing some extra on, like getting the fire up and roaring. Because like I said, there's big energy for your sign at the end of the month. So you better be ready for it. You better be ready for like all this fire energy that's coming your way. And last but not least, like hope at the end of it all. Like this to me is sort of similar in tone to the world. Where like after all this roughness, after all this like trauma of the tower, we're looking at change. We're looking at hope. We're looking at newness in your life. Okay? I'm just going to show you all the cards real quick here so you guys can see for yourself what we're working with. That's my dinner. Okay, do you see all this like, oh, what card is this? All this emotion, Leo? All this confusion? But like this earth energy is like very promising. Let's flip over the bottom of the deck again. This earth energy is like where the hope is. Alright guys, so it felt a little heavy. I think maybe like Leo energy is going to be a little heavy right now. Like with this weight of uncertainty, like it's a lot. With all this emotional stuff, it's a lot. But keep your head up because like if you like come out of that emotional energy and you really like focus and like divert your attention to the right things, like you have promising things your way. Alright, in the description below you have links to personal readings if you like to book one of those. Those have been really fun to do and going really well. So try one out. Instagram also below. Getting my Facebook page for this house together, so hopefully that'll be ready to go. But Leo, like, if you're feeling like not great right now or out of sorts, like just keep faith and hope that things are on the cusp of changing for you. And that you're gonna feel that like Leo pride again. This is me shaking my mane. Like everybody look at me, I'm fabulous. Right? Okay, Leo. Stay out of the drama. Get out of the heavy shit, and you're gonna do great. Love you guys. Talk to you next month. Adios.